Alright, I was gonna make another video about another one of my pre-release decks. Um, Usually I just make one, but I had to talk a little bit about my experience on my second one because I was a little bit displeased um, about what happened. I guess it was last night. So I saw at my one of my LGS. I mean, there are a ton of different um, local stores. But I chose to go to the same place that I went on midnight the previous night on Friday. So, I was really looking forward to just playing a second time. So I went to their 7 p.m. Pre release. So I expected, hey, uh, if they're going to schedule a 7 p.m. pre release, we're probably going to be there until like 12 or whatever, right? So, you know, we start at 7, and the guy's like, "Oh, can we finish up, building decks um, by like 7:30?" And everybody's like, "No, we need, we need the whole time to build decks." And and I'm in agreement with that. And so the guy's like, "Okay, well, we'll give you the full time to build decks, but we're gonna have to make the rounds shorter." And I'm like, so kind of a red flag there. And so okay. Anyway, we build our decks, um, and my first opponent, and I tend to be kind of lenient on this. My first opponent was a little slow in getting his deck together, so he was still sleeving up and stuff. I tend to be a little bit lenient about that at pre-release because it's a relaxed environment. If it was a PPTQ or something like that, I would I'd call a judge or something, but um, because he was just trying to get his deck together and everything, I didn't worry about it. But we got through. I think we did get into the third game, but I ended up just conceding to him because we literally had no time. I found out later that the rounds were actually like 30 minutes. I don't think 30-minute rounds are allowed in sealed. I forgot to actually look that up. I meant to look it up, but I'm pretty sure the minimum is supposed to be 40 minutes. So, yeah, pretty frustrating. So then that happened that round, and then it happened the next round. So we had like 30-minute rounds for those two rounds. So I ended up conceding the first one. My opponent ended up conceding the second one. Um, and yeah, so the third round comes up, and the guy's like, "Okay, we just all need to leave." Keep in mind, yeah, he basically was like kicking us out. Keep in mind, it's like 9:40 or 9:35 or something like that. So it had been not even 3 hours that we had been there, and we were getting kicked out already. So to be fair, they did give us packs for the last two rounds. So if you won, like for example, if you won one of your first two matches, you'd get uh, 3 packs, and plus they were doing like double packs. If you come back, you can get uh, like another pack for each win. So pretty good payout, but I was really disappointed anyway because I came to play Magic. I wanted to play the games out. I wanted to, get a chance to win. So I was very frustrated with that. So this is kind of more of a talking about my frustrations, not being able to play through with this sweet deck, and just not getting a chance to really play that much. But I think this deck was honestly close to like a 3-1 deck, or maybe a 4-0 deck. So the best part about it, there's so much aggro. There's so many strong cards. I have two pharaohs. Might be a little, might not need two of those, but I like having the 2-drop slot filled like this. Wretched Camel is just good with the the deserts. So I've got, do I have more? Yeah. So I got a couple of these. So I had like 3 deserts. So whenever you have a desert, when that camel dies, opponent has to discard a card. So it's pretty good. Brute Strength is just +3, +1, and gives trample at instant speed. So it's pretty good. Blur Blades is actually an extremely strong card. It puts -1/-1 counter and does 2 damage to the owner of that creature. So pretty effective. A lot of times you can just kill something, deal 2 damage. A Braid does 3 damage to target creature. I think it can also destroy an artifact. Yeah. So Braid's really good. Blood Rage Brawler is a 4/3. You have to discard a card when it enters the battlefield. Kenra Eternal 2/2, Afflict 1. I find that card to be pretty, like, I'd say slightly above average. It's pretty good. Then, we got 2 Kenra Scrappers. They're very good because they have Menace. They're 2/3s, and you can exert them. Open Fire, 3 mana Lightning Bolt. Curse Minotaur, you probably know. It's a 3/2 with Menace. Manolith. I just liked having the Manolith because then I could go up to these bombs up here and kind of get there a little bit quicker. And a lot of times I wouldn't be playing that on turn 3. I'd be playing it on like turn 4 or something. Thorn Moloch. It's pretty good. It's got it's the first striker when it's attacking. It's all right. What was really good though is I pulled these out of the same pack, so it's never to return. And I got the foil and regular version combo. I feel like I've heard a lot of people talk about pulling the same card out of the same pack, so I'm not sure if that's, an issue with sorting or what the deal is with that, but, so that happened. Then you got just some, like, decent 4-drops. I actually added this in later. I'm not sure if that was the right choice. Again, I didn't get to play out my games, so I don't really know. Scrounger Souls seems pretty good. 3/4 lifelinker, decent. Granitic Titan, I think, is actually an extremely powerful card. I think it's great if you're in red. Then we got kind of our finishers. We got Razaketh, the Foul-Blooded, 8/8 Flying Trampler, really hard to deal with, and you can just, like, tutor for any card. So, with this base of cards, I think there's a lot to choose from. Being able to get, like, Never to Return, for example, or, I could, like, Blur Blades if I need a couple damage, get Claim to Fame. I could even pull out this Desert, and then just start doing damage with deserts, or I could pull out Torment of Hailfire, which is the last card. Torment of Hailfire, again, I'm not sure if it's really insane, because I didn't really get to play it. But it feels like, if you're doing it for 6 or 7, it's probably going to be pretty great. Maybe your opponent sacrifices a couple permanents, discards a couple cards, but I think no matter what they're doing, it's a very strong card, so not too disappointed in the way this deck came out, but I wish I had gotten to play it more. So, I feel bad about it, but I may end up reporting that LGS just because, if they're going to start at 7 o'clock, they should know that they're going to have to go until 12. That's just common sense. So, so a little bit of a bad experience. If you do ever have a bad experience, definitely report it to WotC if you have a really bad experience, or if you find out that someone is cheating or has some, they're conspiring with the owners of the LGS or whatever. Make sure that you tell somebody, because and I don't mean just post it on a Facebook group. I mean, go to WotC and ask them about it, because really that kind of stuff is just unacceptable. And I feel bad about it, because I think they tried to do the right thing, but they really should have known up front, we can't run this we can't run this pre-release because it's 7 o'clock. We're going to close before 10 o'clock. I mean, you just can't do it. So anyway, that's my story. I'm trying to help educate people that, you need to do the right thing. And in this case, it might be hard to do, but I felt really bad for the people who came to pre-release and they didn't get their money's worth. Even if they got packs and they felt like they got their money's worth, they didn't really get the experience. So thanks for watching, and hope you had fun at pre-release, and hope your experience was better than the last one I had. So, all right.